Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I have Nikki Burnette's 3 volumes. These are the beginner's editions, and there are, is it called advanced? It just has less of the grayscale, so you can put in more shading or whatnot. These have more of the contrast in the grayscale, so they're called beginner's edition. And like I said, I have volumes 1, 2, and 3. Never colored out of them yet. So I thought for this week's Color and Chat, we would get out one of Nikki Burnette's books and a color out of them. They are called Spellbinding Images, a grayscale fantasy coloring book. And like I said, these are the beginner's editions. So the front cover, and then we have all the images from inside on the back cover. 20 single-sided grayscale fantasy images to color, witches, fairies, mermaids, and more. So if you've never seen her books, in the front of each book kind of tells you what grayscale coloring is, kind of how to color them. It says, why are the images so dark? She says, I've tested different amounts of lightness and darkness in her grayscale images. Just talking about giving you the different depth and shading. So here it tells you different things, coloring mediums you can use on the books. Colored pencil, markers, talks about the paper in here. This does have, like she states, a slight satin sheen, so they are shinier. So it is nicer paper. And then one thing that she does in her books, I really like. She gives her version, her colored in version here, and then she gives you 2 images for you to test out your coloring mediums or a palette or, you know, whatever you want to use on these. So she gives you a tester sheet for every single picture in the book. Isn't that nice? And they are single-sided, so you can use alcohol markers on the test page also. Hers are so pretty. But yeah, I thought it's always nice when they do stuff like this. A lot of pictures in here that could be used for Halloween. And then you get into the full images for you to color. So I thought the one that we would do today is this cutie. She's a little bit simpler, so I thought it would be a great one to color on a Color and Chat. Now, I'm going to use alcohol markers, and the one that I'm going to use, I have not used on my channel before. I have worked on this color chart for, oh my gosh, over a week straight now. And these are the Artex markers. How long ago? A couple of weeks ago, I believe, I swatched out all of the Artex markers. Now, the ones that I swatched out come in these nice cases, and they are the Artex Alp alcohol markers. So like there is an 80 set, a 90 set, and a skin tone set. And like I said, they come in these awesome cases with the plastic grid in to keep them all nice and separate so they don't fall all over. So that is the one set. The skin tone set is awesome. Some beautiful skin tones in there. And then the last set, I believe, which is the 90 set. Or is this the 80 and the other one was the 90? Is this one. So again, I swatched these all out. These Alp markers are the Chisel Tip and the Fine Tip. And I'm going to link the swatching video down below in the description, which has links to all 3 of these sets in that video if you're interested in these. As soon as I purchased these, that same week, I think, they came out with the brush tip version. I'm like, what? You know me and my brush markers, so I saved up my pennies. Yes, I did. Let me put these off to the side. And I got the brush tip versions. However, let me zoom back out here a little bit. The brush tips do not come in those nice boxes. They come in these cardboard boxes. Now this is the 90 set. Maybe I'll show you it on the smaller box, which is the, nope, I didn't bring that over. Okay, I guess I'll show you the 90 box. The brush tip ones are not Alp. They're called Arctic's Oros sketch markers. They come in this cardboard box, which flips up, and then your markers are all loose down in the bottom. You do get a bag for each set, and of course this 90 set has the largest bag, and then you do get the plastic grids to put in the bottom of the bag. And I tried that with the skin tones. Now maybe these larger sets it worked better in. I'm not a fan. I think the other boxes that the Alp came in were much, much nicer. So I was a little disappointed in this, but you know me, I have to combine all 3 sets together anyhow, so I probably wouldn't have used these. But for those of you that would have, just wanted you to be aware. Now, the one thing that they do give you, however, they give you paperwork, little postcard. They do give you a nice swatch chart. So, again, this is for the 90 set. So, what's nice about this, you could swatch them out on this and keep it right with the set. And then you get these stickers. So if maybe you want to decorate your bag or something. I don't know. Now, the other thing that they give you, which is to be used with these, are these things. And what they're used for, and I believe it shows in the description here, or on this here, shows you what's all included in the case. And then it shows you how to use these little plastic pieces and these plastic grids to put your markers up at an angle so that it's easy for you to access them. But again, to me, that's a little putsy. I would have much rather have had the other nice cases, you know, where you can, because those can be kind of flipped on an angle too because of the way the lid is made. So yeah, with these being brush tip, of course, they're a little more expensive. So again, I guess I was a little disappointed in the packaging. But again, I probably wouldn't have used this anyhow. I just thought for the price that it would have came in a little bit nicer packaging. Anyhow, so yeah, I will go ahead and link the swatching of these markers, that video down below in the description, because these brush markers are the exact same colors. So I created a color chart for the skin tones, created a color chart for the 80 set, and a color chart for the 90 set. Now what took me the longest is combining all 3 sets into one and putting them all from lightest all the way to the darkest. So as usual, I go through my yellows, orange, reds, then I have all the skin tones in here, going through the pinks and the purples, all the blues, greens, earth tones, and then all the grays. I think I swatched these out, I bet you 5, 6 times. Do I still have them in the, or do I have them in the order I want yet? No. There are a couple of them that I'm really like, oh my gosh, Lisa, what were you thinking? Like this here one. That obviously is lighter than that. But I'm like, nope, that's enough. I'm not swatching anymore. So I thought, I got these all swatched out. I'm going to use them today. So we're going to use 2 new things today. A book that I haven't colored in yet. And markers that I haven't colored with yet on camera either. Now, I have not thought out any color schemes for her yet, so I'm not sure. Her hair, I think I know what I'm going to use because it's my favorite brown, or one of my favorite browns. I love the terracotta, and I love the brick brown. Because this is grayscale, however, I think I'm going to go with the terracotta because it's lighter. And I did have a question posed to me in the comments of one of my videos. Why don't you want to use dark colors for grayscale? The answer to that is the darker the color that you use, the less of the grayscale from the book that you're going to see. Because it's going to start covering up the grayscale part and kind of defeating your purpose of coloring in a grayscale picture. So the lighter the color, the more the grayscale is going to show up. In other words, if you have like a light yellow in here, the grayscale is going to show up a lot more than, say, if you took a dark blue. You're not going to see the grayscale as much. So that's the reasoning behind using lighter colors. Unless you don't mind losing some of the grayscale and you're going to do some other enhancements or, you know, something on it. So I am going to go with the terracotta, which is number 21. Now these, like I said, have the brush tip. I am loving these markers. One thing though that I did notice with these, there is no color name on the barrel, on the ends, which for me is not a biggie. I usually go by the number anyhow. It's just, I thought with a more, I mean, they're not expensive, but they are a little bit more. And so I just, you know, I thought maybe they would have the names on them. So what I did is I found out on the internet all the color names. And I matched them up to the number on the marker. So I do have all the color names in these 3 charts too. So okie dokie, with all that out of the way now, let's get started. We'll zoom in a little bit. Not sure how far we're going to get on her today. Now, because this paper is shiny, I hope it's not going to reflect too badly. I'm going to start with her hair. Now again, I have not colored in this book at all, so I am not familiar with her work. Well, I'm familiar with the work, but not coloring it. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm not familiar with her grayscale and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? But her images are so pretty. I will link all 3 of the beginner versions and the advanced if you would like to look at these. They are very pretty. And I have had these for a while, like I said, and I just haven't colored out of them. But grayscale is just so darn easy to color. As you can see, just straight coloring. Now this kind of paper is extra nice because markers don't bleed on it. Not like the Amazon paper. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not going to bleed at all, but because it's a shiny, slipperier type of paper, It really doesn't bleed outside the lines much at all, which is nice for us alcohol marker lovers. So see how pretty her hair looks when all you do is straight color? It's so nice. Usually I start with her skin, don't I? I guess I was so excited about using the markers and looking at the browns that I just thought of hair right away. So yes, how is everybody? It is Sunday afternoon. I did not get to recording at all yesterday. It was one hell of a day yesterday. And yeah, by last night I had kind of had it. There was no recording to be had. I had a very bad day yesterday. First off, well, we'll talk about my boyfriend, Bob. If you're newer to my channel, if you've been around for a while, you've heard this story already, so I apologize. But for my newer subscribers, my boyfriend of 15 years, well, 16 now. This year it's 16 years. A couple years ago was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And that entire summer he was on, the chemo and the radiation. Because he couldn't swallow it all eventually, he had to go on the feeding tubes for a few months before his surgery that we had to travel to southern Wisconsin for, because that's where the specialist was. Oh, that's so pretty. Love it. Let me pick out her skin tone and then we'll talk. As you can see, there are gobs and gobs of skin tones. Many of them very similar. But if you use skin tones a lot and you run out of one, you'll have one that's kind of similar. Do we want to go with a yellower shade or a pinker shade? Let's do milky white. Let's make her fair-skinned. 331. Not 313. 331. Okay. I know you're here. There we go. So anyhow, as I was saying, so then that August, we had to go down to the hospital in Madison, and he had to have his esophagus removed and the top part of his stomach, and then, don't ask me how, but somehow they pull up some of his remaining stomach and make another esophagus. Well, he has had so many problems with that esophagus closing up on him. They put a stent in there and it just, yeah. It's supposed to be temporary until, his esophagus opens up enough on its own that it'll stay open. Well, Bob's would never stay open. He has been in and out of that hospital, 12 or 13 times now, to have a new stent put in, because the one that's put in either was no longer working, or most of the time it would move and get dislodged. And a few times they found it down in his stomach. Well, he was having problems again, and I kept bugging him. I says, you better call. So he finally called, goes in for a swallow test where he has to drink this stuff, and they watch on the camera, you know what I mean, right? To see how he's swallowing, and if, there's a blockage there again. Well, yeah, not only was there a blockage this time, there was also a hole in his esophagus from an ulcer. So it's, oh, good Lord, what next? Well, that was on Friday. And they got back to him immediately. Within a couple hours of him being home, they let him know the results. Boy, she is very pale-skinned, isn't she? You know, told him what they found. And his doctor is so good. Oh, just love the doctor that he has. And he knew he was going to be out of town this whole entire next week, and he did not want to make Bob have to wait. So they were going to get him in for surgery Friday night yet. I'm like, holy cow, how can they push that through that fast? Well, they tried, but they didn't quite get it through that fast. But he went in bright and early Saturday morning. So yesterday morning, we had to be there real bright and early. And it didn't take too long. And now, finally, I am able to go in and sit and wait for him. Whereas before, of course, you couldn't sit in there and wait. You had to just drop him off and leave, which I hated doing. But yeah, did not take long at all. And they finally put in a permanent stent, because stents in the esophagus are meant to be temporary. Well, they should have known by now that was not working for Bob. So yes, finally put in a permanent one. And then the stent itself is covering up the hole in the esophagus. And the top part and the bottom part, the tissues of the esophagus are supposed to start growing into the metal part of the stent. And then the remaining part of the stent has this like slippery silicone type coating, which is what all of his other stents had, was just the slippery silicone coating. So yeah, it kept sliding out of place. So this one's going to be a permanent one. And it is hopefully going to be helping his coughing, because every time he drinks, sometimes eats, but especially drinking, he coughs and coughs and coughs. And they say it's because that liquid is getting into that hole and it's not staying in his esophagus and going down into his stomach, if that makes any sense. I'm looking for a color for her lips. I'm going to do 311. Where are you? There you are. So, yeah, went through that. He's got kind of a sore throat now, so he's going to take tomorrow off yet. Let's see, maybe we'll do a little bit darker pink in there. The inside of her mouth. Or a very... Because isn't that, that's not teeth, right? Should we just do a dark, let's do 7 Cosmos, which is a darker shade of what I have for her lips. Well, that looks dumb, Lisa. Oh, well. It is what it is. Let's give her some pretty, well, what color am I going to make her outfit? Now, let's give her some pretty green eyes. Some bright green eyes. 47, which is grass green. So, yeah, he coughed and coughed and coughed last night. Oh, felt so bad for him. Shortly after I went to bed at midnight, I could hear him down here just coughing and coughing. He couldn't quit. Poor guy. Oh. So yeah, we had that in the morning. Okay, I got to make a decision here quick. What colors do we want to go with? What colors? I have none to pick from. Pretty teal would be nice. Something like maybe in the turquoisey realm. If we do a, then I could maybe use like my gold metallic zig pens. And a lighter color here. Oh, decisions. So how about ice blue? And then this undercoat is, I don't know what you'd call it, not a petticoat, but we'll do in a lighter blue. So let's start with the 65 ice blue. So yeah, that's what happened in the morning. And then Bella had an appointment for a haircut, which Bob usually takes her in. But of course, I had to. So that was at 12:30. So came home for a while. And then was going to take her in. I had to pick up an antibiotic for Bob then. What else? I was going to pick up something for lunch. And I had 4 places to stop. Where was it? Oh, I had to go to Walmart and pick him up some Powerade for him to drink. So, was doing all that running around. And Lisa pulled a real good one. Oh, this is pretty. I was doing fine until I got to Walgreens. Go in, get the prescription for him, come back out. My darn, the keyless entry, the remote, would not open the car no matter what I did. Wouldn't open the door, wouldn't even open the trunk. So I figured, oh my gosh, the battery is dead. So I thought, okay, never fear, I do have a key yet. Key wouldn't work. No matter what I did, that key would not work. Okay, so I'm going to do light in the background. So we'll do dark and then light. Yeah, let's do it that way. Yeah, so no matter what I did, I could not get that stupid car open. And go over to the passenger side. Well, there is no lock on that side. There's none in the trunk because, everything you use buttons for inside the car. I think I'm going to color these in, but I still may go over it with a metallic. But I want the blue to kind of shine through yet. So, yeah, I'm standing there getting madder and madder. Because I was hungry, I was tired. I had my lunch in the car, which I couldn't get what I wanted because the line was so cotton picking long. So I went to a different restaurant, drive-through. Yeah, it was a thing. But anyhow, so thank heavens, I always try to remember to take my phone with me because I always put it in the phone holder, the charger, up on my vent. But I, thank heavens, remembered to grab it. And I called Bob. I said, what am I supposed to do now? I described to him everything that's going on. He says, well, did you try locking it and unlocking it? I said, yeah. I says, but it won't do anything. I said, it won't do anything with the trunk. It won't open anything. And he says, well, I guess I'm going to have to come in. I says, you're not supposed to be driving. I felt so bad. He says, well, it's not like I'm dizzy or anything. And he wasn't on any pain meds or, no narcotic, nothing like that. So, didn't have that to worry about. But I hated to bother him because I'm assuming he was tired. I mean, he looked really good, but... So, yeah. Poor guy had to bring his set of keys in for the car. And his doesn't have a key. He doesn't have a keyless entry, but he just has a key. And yeah, opened it right up. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because as I was sitting there on the curb waiting for him, feeling like a total idiot, I'm like, good heavens, please don't let it be something that, you know, it's my fault. You know, it's something really stupid. And, you know, because I kept trying that thing, and it's like, what else can I do, you know? There's only so many buttons on one of those things. There's only so many keys on my key ring. So I'm like, I don't know. I was so frustrated, and I didn't know what to do. And so, yeah, he came in. Yeah, opened it right up. Well, he said, let me see your keys. So I showed him. He takes a look at them. He says, Lisa, these aren't even the keys for the Saturn. I'm like, what? Yeah, these are the keys for the Sunfire, which is the car that I had before the Saturn, but Bob has now. And I'm like, well, that's what I've been using. I insisted that's what I've been using. Well, don't you have any other keys? So I'm searching my pockets. I'm looking through my purse. I don't see any other keys. It's like, what the heck are you talking about? And I'm like, oh my God. And Bob's like, well, did you lose them? No, here they were in my coat pocket. Yep. I was using the wrong set of flipping keys. No wonder it wouldn't open. Duh. Oh, then I was... Yeah, I was upset, but not, I was mad at myself, right? Do something so stupid, make Bob come all the way in for something so dumb. Oh my gosh, leave it to me. Okay, I want this pastel blue 67. So yeah, I felt so bad. I said, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this together. Well, too late now. Too late now. So, he wasn't upset at all about it. Bob is so, you know, go with the flow type of guy. I was the one that was upset. So, yeah, that went wrong. Well, hardly no sooner did I get back home. A little while later, Bella was done. So then I had to run back into Wausau. And I was kind of in a hurry because Bob usually always puts gas in the car. I have never put gas in that particular car yet because it's a newer vehicle. I didn't have it real long. So I'm like, well, I got to hurry up, you know, and get Bella. But I got to fill up with gas first, so, you know, I don't want her sitting there too long. Yeah, I really don't like these two colors together. Boo, bad choice, bad choice. I should have picked a really light one with more green to it. Darn. It is what it is. So, go to the gas station. I pull in. Get out. Go to the driver or the passenger side, which is where the gas cap is. Couldn't get the gas cap open. Call Bob again. I says, how do you get this damn gas cap open? Well, you turn it and you pull it out. I said, no, the outside part. And just as he was going to answer it, I'm like, I got it, never mind. I'm so used to having like a little thumb notch, you know, where you pull the outside gas cap open and then you open the thing. No, this one you push in and it pops open. Yeah, and before I left home, it was kind of like I said, in a hurry, because Bella was, you know, ready and waiting for me, and I knew I had to stop for gas. Go over to get my coat on, dumped my whole purse off the table, completely upside down on the floor. And I have a lot of change in the bottom of my purse. So when I, you know, get change and all loose change, I just toss in the bottom of my purse. And the bills I put away in my wallet. So periodically then I clean out my purse and I just put all the coins in my little piggy bank upstairs. So yeah, that was a thing. And then yeah, I couldn't get this stupid damn gas cap open. Oh, I can laugh about it now, but believe you me, it was not funny yesterday. I come home, I tell Bob, I said, I'm surprised I wasn't in a car accident yet. Yeah. Okay, that's enough about my bad day. As you can tell, today's been better. So yeah, by the time that all happened and after supper and stuff, I did not feel like recording videos. I sat and diamond painted. Oh, let's do, because she's got green eyes, should we do some real pale green wings? And then again, I think I'll come through with glitter and some metallic. Yeah, let's do that. So I think I'm going to do cool green or, so, you know, a couple of these are so similar. Cool green and jade green to me are identical. This has maybe a smidgen more of blue to it. So I'm going to pick that one, 171. So yeah, it was a bad day yesterday. But things are looking up. Knock on wood. Still at the mow lawn. Didn't get to that. So I got to get that done yet today. And I'm making chicken broccoli Alfredo for supper. So hardest part about that is just cubing up all the chicken and making the Alfredo sauce and cutting up broccoli. But that sounds really nummy, and I'm going to make the chicken nice and soft so Bob will be able to swallow it. Cut it up into really tiny pieces. Because by today now he was supposed to be on complete liquids yesterday and some soft foods, but he actually even had to watch how much liquid he drank to give that, where that was going to, his tissues were going to start healing around that stent, to give it some time to kind of close that hole. Boy, I am just using all kinds of shades that are not going together. Blah, blah, blah. I don't like that either. And so, starting today, he can eat more. So, I am thinking he should be able to eat pasta. So yeah, we got all different kinds of color schemes going on here. None of which seem to be going together too well. Oh well, it is what it is. We learn by doing. Lisa learned, don't put these colors together. Well, she's a colorful fairy. Nobody ever said she was a fashion model. She's just colorful. All right. Now what? I wonder, let me get out my little zigs that I love. person asked me about these when I did a swatching out of these. I always, always put links in the description. These, I was asked about if I had a link in a previous video where I used these, and I looked them up and they were out of stock. So I'm not sure if that's still the case. That was last week. So I will leave a link to these down below. I love them. They are like the Zig Wink Stella, but not in brush format. They are in, they are in pen format, and nice fine tip pens. So they work great for adding detail to books. I love them. I don't have a swatch of them though. What kind of green is this? That's real bright. Sure, we could throw bright green in here too. Yeah, I do not like that green. Well, what is this? Blue. That blue would go a little bit better with this blue, but well, I guess let's go with the blue for now. It's not like these colors are going together anyhow, but these are so pretty. So yeah, I will link them, like I said, down below again in the description, and hopefully they'll be available now. But they're so glittery, but so fine tip that you can get into the teeniest little spaces. They're just awesome. I wish they'd come out with more colors, because this is a set of what, 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 12. Because they have a clear one in here too. Wonder if I can go over that mint green with a different blue. Because I just don't like that. Maybe I'll use this bright green and go over her eyes. Then I think I'll use the gold and go over that. Now, glitter gel pen would work just fine also. Probably would have been a lot faster than this. These, these are actually meant for more detailed, nothing too, big. Even this, as you can see, it takes a little bit. But it's not bad. Oh God, and then this morning I was sitting in my chair in the living room. I just had sat down, and this big black spider starts crawling on my leg. Oh my God, I never moved so fast. I jumped up screeching, and I'm brushing off my leg, and Bob's like, well, where'd it go? I go, I don't know. Just get it away. Never did find the bugger either, so I was creeping and crawling for hours. Yeah. I wonder if I just go over this with this pale baby blue, what it would look like. Let's just try it and see. Might look like crap, but we won't know until we try it. Okay, it's just a little bit of a darker baby blue than what the marker is. So I just wanted to, I went with the green because of the teal, but yeah, it's just not going right. I think I like that a little bit better though. Yeah, so this has been one heck of a weekend. So I'm definitely getting at my recording late. So I think we'll go ahead and do the enhancements. And we're at 45 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do some more glittering. And then we'll call it a color and chat so I can get to some of my flip throughs. I got swatching of a set of markers that were sent to me. And like I said, I'll link the other Arctics markers, the Alp, the 3 sets of those. Although they are linked in that swatching video. But I'll go ahead and link those 3 sets, and then I'll link these 3 brush tip versions. They are nice. I do like them. The one thing now, because with all 3 sets, there are a total of 201 colors, I think. Because with the set of skin tones, you get not just 1, but 2 blender pens, and it's a set of 36. Why do you need 2 blender pens? 1 is great plenty in a set that small. I can understand why they do it though, but 2? You don't need 2 of them. So, okay, let's put, because this is kind of a warm color with the, yeah, let's go with the, I just kind of want it gold, but yet, like I said, I wanted the blue to show through also. It was a toss-up between doing something with these markers, now that I finally got the color chart done, or continuing on with that Johanna Basford picture with my Prismacolor pencils. And it seemed like everybody enjoyed me coloring with the pencils, so if that is something you would like to see for next week, let me know down in the comments below, and I can certainly do that. Because it seems it's the only time I work on it is when I'm on camera. I think we're going to make this all gold too. I'm going to take a sip quick. Oh yeah, yesterday I was watering. I had planted seed over in the fenced in area of the lawn because there is no lawn. And so I've been watering it, except for when it freezes at night. It doesn't pay to water it, or the seed will really get frozen out. And forgot to shut the water off when I went into town to get Bella. So that was another thing yesterday. I texted Bob and I said, Bob, if you feel well enough, do you want to go out and shut the water off outside? I forgot. He never looked at his text, so yeah, he just noticed it was on when he got a call from me in distress saying I can't get in my car. Damn keys don't work. Oh, you got the wrong ones? Oops. Silly me. Okay, let's put some down here. We're just going to glitter her up. And I like how this looks over the top. Can you see how it's shining? Oh yeah, you definitely can see how it's shining. It's pretty. I was debating whether to do this like that too. but I think I might. This doesn't have to be, you know, every spot colored in like I did up there, because you're just going over the top. So can't tell if there's any white spots, you know, if you missed anything. Not quite as critical over the top of a... Now, yes, I could have got out the Stella brush pens and it would have gone faster. But I already had these out. So, I actually like my Spectrum Noir glitter brush pens better than Stella. Well, I shouldn't say that. It all depends upon the look that you're going for. The Stella has more of a gold tone to it, because it's like there's gold glitter in theirs, whereas the Spectrum Noir has more of a silver tone to it, because they have kind of like silver glitter in it. So it does depend if you want a more warm type of glitter or a cool type of glitter. Oh yes, we must do it up here too. She has no jewelry on. Silly fairy. She says, I'm pretty enough. I don't need jewelry. I have seen this picture colored a number of times, and much prettier than what I'm doing, but again, you can make it as simple or as fancy as you want. Okay, now I do want to do something in here though. I don't know if I should just come down with... Let me get out my... I think I'll just get out the Spectrum Noir clear. And I'm going to go over it, all the wings, with the clear first. Now again, this is a Spectrum Noir one, so it's more on the silvery side. But so pretty and glittery. And then, by the time I get done with that last wing, this should be pretty well dried. And then I'm going to do the veins with that blue. Because we gotta have a sparkly fairy. Especially seeing she's not wearing any bling bling. We're gonna give her some bling bling. I love these Spectrum Noir glitter pens. And I have the whole set. I never color with them, so we'll have to get those out sometime too. Because there's a lot of colors. Very pretty colors. I should have got them out and just, instead of with marker, could have colored all this with the, not her, but the wings and stuff like that with different colored of the glitter brush pens. I have a kitty cat sleeping on my backrest behind me. I have a pillow, you know, for a back support. And she's sleeping on top of it, between that and my chair. She's normally not allowed in here, because she ripped up my last chair, and I spent enough on this chair. She is not tearing this one up. There. Ooh, the shine. You see it? It's so hard to show these kind of things on camera. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so now, I should have my heat gun over here. While I'm waiting for that to dry just a teensy more, I will take this bright green and go over her eyes. Give her a little sparkle in her eye. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. If you can't even see it because she's sparkling too much. Yeah, I got to remember that for future reference. Don't color out of these books on camera. Really hard for you guys to see because the paper is so shiny. Okay, more dry. It's hard for me to see too because it's too shiny. Wow. Okay. We're just going to follow the lines that she put in. So I apologize if it's too glary to even see. Oh, I do want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there. Today is Mother's Day. I'm not sure when you'll be watching this. Because, yeah, probably won't be getting this up till later tonight. I still have a bunch more recording to do and supper to make and lawn to mow. I don't think I'm going to get this all done. Might have to mow during the week after the kids leave. Too much to do on a weekend. And I finally got my taxes done. Yay. They were just so different this year. They were so difficult. Man, they sure made a lot of changes. I don't know if it was just me or what. So I imagine I'll get flagged on something. All right. So all I got left to do is the background. Let's zoom back out so maybe hopefully you can kind of see the picture itself. Let's hold it up. Maybe it won't shine so much. There. Okay, so that is our fairy. Like you could see, it does not take any talent at all to color these. Oh, that's a hairband, isn't it? A headband. Well, it's her hair now. Darn, because that could have been blue like this. Oh, well, it's her hair sweeping over the crown of her head now. I didn't even notice that until I was looking at it now. All right, so I think what I'm going to end up doing in the background, which is going to be difficult. Well, seeing as how it narrows so much over here, though, I can go with marker just so it won't be quite so bad. And then down here, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just going to end up doing that off camera unless we just color this top just to see what color we want to go with. Huh? See how it's going to look behind her? Because I put so much blue in her, I don't want to go blue. How about a lavender? Would that be pretty? Do we want these shades or this shade? I want to keep it really pale, I think. One thing I think I want to do before we do that, well, no, I'll probably do it afterwards. I'm going to take that same blue pen and I'm going to outline all the wings. But I think I'll do this first so I don't run into that glitter. So I think, now the lilac is probably going to contrast somewhat with her. But I think no matter what color I put in the background, unless it's blue or green, we could do green, couldn't we? Maybe green would be better. Because it looks kind of like a forestry, leafy type background. So this is what I used for her eyes. We could almost use that for a background. Or do you think the pale green? Oh, one moment, please. All right, I'm back. And I still haven't made a decision. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think I'm going to go pale. Nah, let's go with the grass green. Let's just make a decision. I hope. I haven't really made one good decision on this picture yet, so we'll see what this looks like. It's hard to picture it for the background until you start doing it. So we're going to use the side of the marker, and we're just going to go up and down to prevent streaking. Oh, you know what else would have been pretty back here? I just thought of it. Would have been a pale yellow. Oh, should have went that way. Sure, I think of it now. Because, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be happy with this either. I'm just not liking anything I'm doing in this picture, am I? So we'll just go back and forth, try to make it look even. Oh, I suppose I can't really stop up above her head either. You guys want to see me do lines? This is thrilling, huh? What's the saying? It's as thrilling as watching paint dry. That is exciting. What's everybody else coloring or crafting? Has anybody else been diamond painting lately? I finally got back to diamond painting. I have not. Well, I shouldn't say I haven't been coloring. I have. But about the only coloring I've been doing is one color coloring. Either spirals. I've been doing some more in that one of my 10 books to finish this year, which is the Spiroglyphics Disney Villains, is it? So I've been working in that some more. I got, what was it, 6 done last month? So I'm over halfway done with that book now. So that's good. But yeah, then I took along a one-color book to color in while Bob was in surgery yesterday. So I'm finishing up that picture. So the only other kind of pictures I'm coloring this month are my coloring chat pictures. It'd be nice to get that Johanna Basford picture done too. That's why I was thinking of doing it next week. We can continue on with some of the flowers. I do like how that picture is turning out. I must say, I'm kind of proud of myself, especially for not coloring with colored pencils in so long. I'm really enjoying it. I do have to get my pencils out more often. I don't know. What do you think about this green, guys? Don't know if I'm a fan or not. I think it needed to be a paler color, but because her wings are so pale, I didn't know if I wanted to go that light or not. I don't know. I guess it's okay. Like I said, it's kind of hard to picture it for sure until it's done. Could have got out my pan pastels too. that would have went a heck of a lot faster. Didn't use up all my pretty green. This is one of my favorites, as you can tell. It's a pretty spring green. I don't know. What do you think? Still looks kind of streaky over here. It's not dried yet. And it will lighten up some. But otherwise, you know, I guess the rest of it isn't terrible. It's kind of growing on me, I guess. Because this color is almost, you know, it's real similar to what the light color is in there. I guess. So it's like, could have just used that color down here. That's why I wish I would have used a lighter color. Kind of like this, but with a little bit of a green to it. Oh well, like I said, let's zoom back out there. Not that far. Alright, so guys, this is what we have. Yeah, could be worse, I guess. I'll continue on with the green then, and you will see this picture at the end of the month. Maybe I'll even remember to post it on Instagram once. I am still so bad about doing that. I am awful. I don't think to do it, or else I think, this is just a one color picture. Why should I bother posting that, you know? But why not, right? Gotta keep telling myself that. Why not? All right, so I am going to leave it there. Bob's actually mowing lawn for me, that sweetie pie. I told me he didn't have to. When are you going to have time to do it? And I said, well, either tonight or tomorrow after the kids leave. But for now, we're only mowing the little bit of front lawn that we have because the side parts don't need it at all yet. So it doesn't take much at all to mow that little bit. So, all right. Enough of me blabbering. And get some of this stuff back away. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this week's color and chat. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.